Hi folks, this is a lesson for the Julio Sagreras Lesson 46 piece. This piece is based on playing chords in the left hand and an arpeggio in the right hand. So let me start with the arpeggio pattern in the right hand. This sequence will be used throughout the entire piece. It goes like this. Thumb first. We'll pick a bass string here, fifth string just for an example. Followed by index, middle, ring, then index and middle. So it's 6 notes total. P, I, M, A, I, M. All right, make sure you get the last two right. A lot of times, because we began the course with a P, I, M, A arpeggio, 4 notes, a lot of times people mix up the last two. So make sure you get those right. P, I, M, A, I, M. And practice that on its own, just for a few moments each day. And you could practice mixing the basses up. Something like that. So I'm changing the basses with each repetition. All right. Then in the left hand, our sequence goes like this. A minor, E, E7, back to A minor. That's the first half, the first 4 measures. Then the second half goes like this. A7, D minor. Then we have a measure with 2 chords in it. A minor with an E bass note. So we're going to start from the low E, followed by E, then back to A minor. Here it is all in a row just with strumming. Now when I apply the arpeggio pattern, what I have to keep in mind are what bass notes to play with each chord. And if you know the name of the chord, for instance A minor, the A minor chord, the bass note will match the name of the chord. All right, so for instance, A minor is going to have an A bass note, so I find my lowest sounding A, 5th string open, and I use that as my bass note. I apply the P-I-A-I-M arpeggio pattern twice for each measure, so this would be the first measure. Second measure is the chord E, and I'm going to use an E bass note. Third measure is E7, so I'm going to add the little finger, make it E7, E bass note. Fourth measure, A minor, A bass note. Fifth measure is A7, A bass note again. Sixth measure is D minor. This is going to be tricky at first to get this chord. Then D bass note, 4th string. Then measure 7 has 2 chords. A minor with an E bass, followed by E, 1 arpeggio each. Here's A minor with an E bass note. E. Last measure, 8th measure, has only 1 arpeggio with an A minor chord, A bass again. Then instead of a second arpeggio, we simply play the last note, A, 5th string open, instead of the arpeggio. Now, here it is all together. I'll play it really slowly so you can see and hear the piece. So that was Sagreras Lesson 46. All right, we'll see you next time. Cheers.